if you have a 7-year-old who's talking about having a potential to say, being able to articulate that they believe that they are not the same gender as they are biologically, then it should be affirmed. And through care, it should be determined. And that's what we did with our own child. And that would give the ability for a parent who wasn't sure to affirm and get their child the care that they need to make that, so they can begin to articulate that determination. But by saying and rejecting it in wholesale, then you're essentially rejecting your child.
Yeah, they trying to take your kids. This video is brought to you by birchgold.com, birchgold.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to diversify your investments, I would never tell a person, put all your money in here or put all your money in here. But if you want something that's consistent, that's reliable, that's proven over time, you want to diversify your investments with precious metals. That's gold and silver, physical gold and silver. And you can do that with Birch Gold. And we've seen how they just out here print money. The economy is going crazy. The stock market is too volatile, in my opinion. So give it a try. All you got to do is text Brandon to 989898. That's text Brandon to 989898. You will get an information kit on precious metals. You can check your IRA or your 401k and convert it right over to precious metals and something that's stable. You want to diversify your investments. I'm telling you guys, if you want to make the bank and you want to be wealthy over time, diversification is your friend. And Birch Gold has you covered. 5-star reviews, thousands of satisfied customers, 5 stars with the Better Business Bureau. So you are in the right place at the right time. So text Brandon to 989898. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification. Anytime I go live, I make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody been talking about the California Assembly's bill. And I looked it up so I can have the facts for you. I want you to listen to the Assemblywoman's presentation in part of this particular bill. But I want to frame it for us because a lot of people are maybe jumping the gun because they're getting bad information. This Assembly's bill, which is Assembly's Bill 957, is associated with family law. So what you're about to hear her talk about is related to custodial rights and potential custodial decisions by a judge based on gender affirming care by either parent or by one of the parents versus the other parent. So I want to let you listen to her clip, and then this is the one that's been going viral. And then I'm going to comment after that, wrote a clip.
So this particular bill adds the very important factor that affirming a child's gender identity is in their best interest, which is what your question is about. Why does it actually say that in an affirmative way? And it really is because if you have a 7-year-old who's talking about having a potential to say, being able to articulate that they believe that they are not the same gender as they are biologically, then it should be affirmed. And through care, it should be determined. And that's what we did with our own child. And that would give the ability for a parent who wasn't sure to affirm and get their child the care that they need to make that, so they can begin to articulate that determination. But by saying and rejecting it in wholesale, then you're essentially rejecting your child. And that is not in the best interests of a child. We should be affirming our children in every possible way and getting them whatever appropriate care they need, whether it's based on their gender, whether it's based on how their studies are in school. It doesn't matter. Our children should be affirmed. And this is saying that you have to include gender affirmation as a part of that.
All right, so you hear what she said. And so this is in California, if you didn't know, the home of the crazies. But what she is essentially doing, and there's people on both sides of the aisle that are questioning this, because she's saying that they should introduce in family law, meaning custody law, meaning that if you get a divorce and there's a custody case, and they're going to determine if this parent is gender affirming or not. And they will determine whether or not that parent gets custody or no custody at all. Even visitation will be affected by if a parent feels that gender affirming or that they acquiesce to gender affirming behavior. Now, the big question that people have related to this is that what does gender affirming means, right? It doesn't mean just saying, okay, little Johnny wants to be a girl, and so I'm just going to call him the pronouns and dress him up as a girl. Or is gender affirming meaning gender affirming the first way and gender affirming care, which means that you have to go with puberty blockers and all these other crazy things. And one of the biggest reasons why this is controversial, and which we should never even consider passing something like this, is because there's a lot of ramifications behind this. If you have a parent that's saying, oh, this child wants to be a girl, and then you have the other parent saying, this child is going to grow out of it. When the child is with you, you can do that. When the child is with me, I'm not doing that. Or I disagree with puberty blockers. I think chemically castrating my child is not the right resort. Can we do something different? Can we meet in the middle? And if they get woke enough, a judge will say, okay, you don't want to confirm or affirm this kid's delusion, then you can't have custody. You can't even see your kids. You can't even visit them because you're not affirming their gender. Like this could essentially, there's a bigger thing here. This could essentially ruin families forever. And the bigger message is they want to roll it out in the court, get a win where they can, and then they're going to roll this out in the other aspects of society. Therefore, gender affirming in family law, then they're going to have gender affirming care in criminal law, gender affirming care in school systems and CPS and all kind of other things. They're going to roll this over. This is a template that they can then roll over into other aspects of society. I think that this is the devil. This type of stuff is straight from the pit of hell, in my personal opinion, because it is very confusing. They have no evidence. They have no peer-reviewed studies that indicate that this is the right approach for children, especially children that are prepubescent. Prepubescent. Let me say that right, because I'm stuttering on my words. Prepubescent. There's no evidence. So you got kids, and 60 to 90% of kids in the study, I don't know why the numbers are so big, but they get over it, y'all. They hit puberty and they like, oh, I really like women. I don't know what was I thinking? Or like, hey, I'm growing, my voice is getting deep. I'm growing hair on my chest. And look, I ain't a girl no more. And some of these kids' hormones are all messed up. They get their hormones in line and they're no longer confused. And so there's a lot of ramifications by thrusting these young people into something that's so final and then implementing it in the law. That's like saying I'm a Christian and I don't believe in gender affirming care. I believe in praying for my child. Oh, no. The state says that you have to affirm them by giving them puberty blockers, castrating them, and making them dress up like a girl and calling them girl names and pronouns. And you know your son, don't want to be that way. You know your son is just going through a little trauma right now, but the court is going to make you acquiesce as a father. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, Fathers Matter, and I think it's appropriate in this context. But that's what Bill 957 is, the Assembly's Bill 957 in California that they're trying to pass. And if they pass this, Californians, you are in trouble because it's not in the school system yet. This is custody. So all these women that want to get custody rights, they have a vested interest in making their children trans, knowing that the father won't acquiesce to it and he loses custody. And then when the kid want to transition back, daddy then lost all his childhood. And now everything is good. Oh, it was a phase. Well, daddy lost his whole life, lost out on his kid's whole life because the kid was in a phase. And dad knew it was a phase from the beginning. So there's a lot of ramifications on this. I think this is going down the wrong path. But I had to comment on it because a lot of people talk about the video, and I think it's taken out of context a little bit. This is family law, but I know that they're going to methodically put this into other aspects of the law and implement it in the school system. And then eventually CPS will be coming to your house if you don't give your kid puberty blockers. Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I can see the writing on the wall. All right, y'all go to Birch Gold. Make sure your investments are done in the right way. Make sure you're diversifying your investments. I'm not saying pull your stuff out of everything else, but you need to contact Birch Gold and allow them to give you an information kit and talk to them about diversifying your spending, diversifying your money, your not spending, but your money, your IRA, 401k, rolling that thing over to something that's sustainable over time. So anyway, I love you guys. See you on the next one.